Alright guys, welcome back. And for this Internet Chats video, so I'm going to go off of something that I talked about in my most recent podcast episode, and that is my love for tea. So, what that means is, I figured I would just show off probably my favorite teas, because the rest of them are just regular, kinds of tea. Like white tea and things like that. So, I have a few here, and I might show off more later. But, for this first one, I figured I would pick the most interesting of the bunch. I have them on a part of my desk right in front of me, which is this kind. You guys can't see it because the way the camera's zoomed, or if I hold it closer to my head, but this brand is called Numi Organic Tea, and it's basically like a variety pack, I guess you would call it. A variety pack of different teas. And, yes, I still have the little sticker on it. I just never took it off. And it's actually quite a bargain for $3.84, even though it's not much really reduced. But what I'll do is show off the teas that I have left, because I've been drinking quite a lot of tea this week. Did you catch my southern accent coming out? I happen to have one here with me that I'm drinking. This kind, which you guys can partially see. I'm not going to tip, I don't want to tip the cup because it's full. But this, let's see, this kind is Golden Chai, is what it says. And as I said in my last podcast episode, I quite love chai tea. It's one of my favorite types of tea. So, yes, I'm not sure why this is called Golden Chai, because most of the chai tea that I've drank looks the same. More ASMR. So, that's quite good. Of course, once again, probably didn't help that I put a shit ton of sugar in it. And this was actual sugar because I ran out of the sweetener stuff that I usually use. So that makes it kind of unhealthy. But everyone needs some kinds of sugar in their life. So, I'll roughly show off some of the kinds I have here. If I leave all these crinkling sounds in, I could make an ASMR video. No. And these are all kinds I haven't tried yet. So we have aged Earl Grey, or Earl Grey tea, which the one kind of Earl Grey tea that I tried, I didn't like. But I'm going to try that again. I'm going to try it again and give that a taste at some point. Next we have chamomile lemon. I would try and focus so you guys could see this, but it would take me too long to refocus, and I don't want to mess up the focus I already have, so nope, that's just making it more unreadable. I'm going to hold them like this. I'll just hold them like this, and maybe you guys can read them. This ain't in 1080, so it might be kind of hard. So that, which I'm interested in. This is one I'm tempted to try in a bit. Mate lemon, if I said that correctly. So, I tasted some okay lemon teas, but I'm not much of a fan of lemon tea, even though that sounds kind of redundant. But, and these are all either herbal teas, green teas, or black teas. I'm a little bit disappointed that the pack didn't have more white teas. It only had one kind of white tea, which was some sort of rose flavored tea, but it was still pretty good. Then we have this Rooibos chai, if I said that correctly. It's either Rooibos or Rooibos. I don't know which. I think it's supposed to be Rooibos, but I say Rooibos. I don't know if any of those pronunciations were just correct or not, but yeah. And Rooibos means, and Rooibos means red bush in Afrikaans. So that's a type of tea from South Africa. And South Africa makes some damn good tea because Rooibos is probably might be my other favorite kind of tea, in line with chai tea, and yeah, probably Rooibos tea. Probably my two favorite kinds. Next we have another kind I really like, Moroccan mint, which is one a lot of people know. Moroccan mint. And you can't smell them through the bag, so I don't know why I just did that. Another kind of tea I like. I've grown fond of mint tea. Then the last two we have are jasmine green, which is one of the green teas I like more. I'm not much of a fan of green tea. I don't know. Most green teas to me just taste very too herbally, too much like grass, to be honest. I know that's a very harsh. It's a very harsh description of them, but to me, a lot of them just literally taste like plants or grass. Sorry. But I do like this kind. And our final tea is just a breakfast blend, which I'm not sure. It might just be a regular black tea, just like straight, some kind of black tea. I'm not sure. So it's just a blend of teas. So, yes. So I liked all the teas in this collection. And this was just a little box of various teas I found in Walmart. In this little markdown bin they have at my local Walmart. So Walmart's not completely bad. It's bad, but not the worst place on earth. So, that was all the teas in this collection. And I think my favorites from this Numi tea collection were probably there was a type called chocolate puree. I don't know. It's some kind of foreign tea, so I'm not sure where it comes from or how you say it. It wasn't bad, really. I liked it. I was skeptical of chocolate-flavored tea, which sounds weird because most chocolate anything is good, or at least to me it is. But chocolate tea is pretty good to me. I like it. And my second favorite kind in there so far was probably the Rooibos tea. Either that or the toasted rice kind, which that was a good green tea. That's probably my favorite green tea, aside from that box. I have two more boxes here, just to show off. And this kind, if you guys can read that, says cardamom tea, which I bought from another foreign foods market in Homewood called Nabil's, which specializes in European, Middle Eastern stuff, foods like that. This is probably another of the best teas that I've gotten. I actually quite like this kind. The spice is very strong, but it's cardamom, so obviously it's going to be strong. But I like it regardless, because I actually like strong teas. Of all the teas that I've ever drank, aside from the teas that you can get from that place that Starbucks owns, Teavana, I think is how you pronounce it. I think if that's the correct pronunciation. Aside from their teas, which are probably the best that I've ever drank in my entire life. Of course, I like Starbucks coffee stuff, so their tea stuff is also very good. Teavana's teas are very good. But in terms of, I guess, just generic brand teas, this kind is probably one of my favorites. Of generic brand teas, I guess you could say. On the cheaper side of teas. This chai spice tea. This is pretty fucking amazing. But like I said, chai is one of my favorite types of tea. If not my favorite. So, yeah. So, I have some more teas over there that I'll go ahead and show those off as well. Alright guys, so I have some more teas here. And this one, this is one of the ones that's okay. I prefer just regular lavender tea. But this lavender green tea here is pretty okay. Most of my green teas I prefer just regular. But this tea's pretty good anyway. I enjoy this one as well. Alright, so the next one is another of my favorite kinds of tea. Jasmine tea. I quite like jasmine tea. I always had a thing for jasmine tea since I started actually drinking tea regularly. But especially this kind, this Yamamoto Yama, if I said that right, is quite good. Which I got at the same Asian market that I describe in my podcast. No, this isn't a plug for my podcast. I'm not the kind of person that shamelessly plugs their own shit. At least, I hope not. I don't think I've done that yet. Have I? I can't remember. Oh well. But, yeah, this kind's quite good. Next is this kind. I believe this kind is a white tea. I believe it's a white tea. I can't actually read the box because it's all in Mandarin. So, I don't know what it's saying. If I could read Mandarin, I could tell you, but I can't, so. But, this is one of the only two kinds of white tea that I own. I have a bigger box of white tea back there, but it's loose leaf tea, so I would need to put it in something to make it. And it just makes a mess, so I didn't want to get it out. Because I didn't want to vacuum that shit up. So, yeah. But I quite like white tea as well. Just a normal tea flavor, I guess. And for the final tea we have is the most recent kind that I've bought. This yerba mate tea. And when most of you guys think yerba mate, you probably think of the drink yerba mate, like either the yerba mate in the cans, which are like this big, or the yerba mate in I think there's yerba mate in bottles, I think. Something like that. Which I'm not sure if that's the same kind of thing this is. I'm not sure. Something else? I don't know. I don't know how they turn yerba mate into a beverage. This ain't how stuff works, all right? That channel. So, yeah, as you can see, I haven't tried this kind yet. It's still in the plastic and things, but I will be trying it soon. That is pretty much all of the kinds of tea that I have. So I know this was basically just a almost 30-minute long video of some fat, hairy white guy talking about tea, but men can like tea too. Deal with it. Tea isn't just for women. Obviously. So yeah. So I hope you guys were okay with a 30-minute long video of me talking about tea. But regardless of that, if you like this video, give it a like, a dislike, a comment, a hate comment, or whatever you want. I don't care. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. Alright guys, hope you liked that video, and if you want to see more, you can click to either the left or the right for 2 other videos, and if you like my content just in general, you can click the little subscribe icon in the middle of the screen there, and I'll see you guys in the next video.